The story of the Tower of Babel, found in the book of Genesis in the Bible, is an ancient narrative that explores themes of human pride, divine punishment, and the origin of linguistic diversity. It tells the story of a people who, ambitious in their pursuit of greatness, decide to build a tower that would reach the heavens. However, God's intervention results in the confusion of languages and the dispersal of humanity. This fascinating story not only explains the origin of diverse languages and cultures but also offers timeless lessons about humility, cooperation, and the limits of human ambition. The construction of the Tower of Babel is a fascinating narrative that dates back to the dawn of civilization. According to biblical tradition, the story took place in the region of Mesopotamia, where modern-day Iraq is located, an area known for its ancient cities and advanced civilizations, such as Sumeria and Babylon. At the outset of the tale, the people of the land were united by a common goal, to build a tower that reached the heavens. Driven by ambition and a desire for greatness, they planned to erect a colossal structure that would serve as a symbol of their prowess and unity as a civilization. They believed that by constructing such an imposing tower, they could either reach the gods or demonstrate their supremacy over them. The choice to build the tower to the heavens reflects human ambition and the quest for the divine. In Mesopotamian mythology and other cultures of the time, temples and ziggurats were considered places of connection between heaven and earth, where gods descended to communicate with mortals. Therefore, the construction of the Tower of Babel can be seen as an attempt to reach this divine connection in an even grander fashion. The decision to build the tower also reflects the human desire to leave a lasting legacy. Ancient civilizations often constructed monuments and impressive structures to assert their importance and ensure their presence in history. The Tower of Babel was a symbol of this aspiration, destined to be an impressive landmark that would withstand the test of time and prove the greatness of its people. However, as we will see in the following parts of the story, the construction of the Tower of Babel did not end as its builders had hoped. Divine intervention and its consequences changed the course of history and gave rise to myths and lessons that echo through the centuries. The confusion of tongues is the crucial point of the narrative, where divine intervention radically alters the fate of the builders of the Tower of Babel. According to biblical tradition, God, upon observing the arrogance and ambition of the builders, decides to punish them for their attempt to defy his authority and reach the heavens. The confusion of tongues is a symbolic and powerful punishment. Up until then, the people of the earth spoke a common language, allowing them to communicate and cooperate effectively in building the tower. However, God decides to interrupt this harmonious communication by confusing their languages so that they no longer understand each other. This divine intervention fractures the unity the builders had achieved, creating an insurmountable barrier of misunderstanding between them. This linguistic confusion results in the abandonment of the construction of the Tower of Babel. Unable to communicate with each other, the builders scatter across the earth, each group going their own way, unable to continue the joint project. The unfinished tower remains as a symbol of frustrated ambition and divine intervention. The dispersal of people across the earth, each speaking a different language, is the starting point for the linguistic and cultural diversity we know today. This mythological event symbolically explains the origin of the various languages and ethnicities spread throughout the world, each with its own history, traditions, and identity. Furthermore, the confusion of tongues also carries a moral message about the limits of human ambition and the importance of humility. By punishing the builders of the Tower of Babel, God reminds humanity that there are greater forces beyond their comprehension and that cooperation and respect for these forces are essential to avoid falling into arrogance and ruin. The origin of languages is a central theme in the narrative of the Tower of Babel, and its resulting dispersion is seen as the starting point for the linguistic and cultural diversity that characterizes the world today. When people were scattered across the land after the confusion of tongues, each group found itself linguistically isolated from others. As a result, they began to develop their own languages, adapted to the environment and the needs of their new communities. This process of linguistic divergence is central to understanding current linguistic diversity. From the initial dialects, languages continued to evolve over time, influenced by geographic, historical, cultural, and social factors. Thus, languages branched out into linguistic families and regional dialects, creating a rich tapestry of languages around the world. The name Babel has become associated not only with linguistic confusion but also with division among peoples. The story of the Tower of Babel serves as a powerful metaphor for the obstacles that arise when communication between different groups is interrupted or hindered. Linguistic misunderstanding can lead to conflicts, misunderstandings, and divisions among people, emphasizing the importance of communication and mutual understanding in building peaceful and collaborative relationships. Furthermore, the story of the Tower of Babel offers a timeless reminder of the importance of humility and cooperation among human beings. By punishing the tower builders for their arrogance and excessive ambition, God reinforces the idea that harmonious collaboration and respect for divine limits are fundamental to the well-being and prosperity of humanity. In summary, the story of the Tower of Babel not only explains the origin of diverse languages and cultures but also highlights universal lessons about the importance of communication, humility, and cooperation in building a more united and compassionate world. If you liked it, subscribe to our channel so you won't miss the next videos and leave your like. Until next time.